everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Rula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Alrighty, so, Rula, my daughter has done a performance. My daughter's an actress, and she's done a performance where you had to drink alcohol and perform the scene.
Wow, how timely, because that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, this concept is really cool. I like it.
Dracula, drunk Shakespeare. We are a city for the arts. A lot of people don't realize how many theater seats we have here in Houston, Texas. At one point, I know the stat was we are second to New York City in theater seats.
Still are.
Is that still true fact? Okay, good.
Yeah.
And we want to put a little spotlight on something new because, we always like to bring you new things here on the Rule and Ryan Show. We have Zach Kelty here. He is the general manager of Drunk Shakespeare here in Houston. And Anastasia Savitanos. See, I can say that fast 3 times. Anastasia Savitanos. She is in Drunk Dracula, Drunk Shakespeare. She's one of the actresses. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Hello. Okay, so I understand you guys right now are running Drunk Dracula, and it was so popular in October. Y'all have extended it for one more weekend here in November. It's been running for the last couple weekends.
Actually, 2 more weekends. Which
Two
is
more
weekends.
Now,
through the 23rd of November.
And you guys are performing at the Emerald Theater at 412 Travis, which for those of you who have not been downtown in a while, it's across from Frank's Pizza. Maybe
okay.
There's a
I know where that's
new
at.
building there. Zach and Anastasia reached out to the show because I know, Anastasia, you were like, this is such a fun show. I want more people to know about it because this is there's a following because it started in New York, right, guys?
Yeah, we started in New York about 10 years ago, and we've expanded to Chicago, D.C., Phoenix, and Houston is the 5th city. We opened in January of 23.
Can you explain the concept to everybody listening right now and how you came up with that concept?
Well, one actor takes about 4 shots at the start of the show. And then
Of any kind of alcohol they want? Or is it like a theme drink?
Sometimes we let our castmates choose what we're going to drink, but usually you can decide your own liquor. And an audience member might take the shot with you to just prove that it's real.
Oh, okay.
And then chaos ensues. And that drunk actor's job of the 5 actors is to kind of create havoc throughout the next 90 minutes.
So are you Anastasia, is the goal that you have had the alcohol but you're still trying to play it straight and the alcohol is fighting you, or you're just letting loose and going with whatever you want because of the alcohol?
The alcohol is a channeling. So, I like to think that Shakespeare works through me with the spirit in my body.
What's your drink of choice, Anastasia, when you have to do your shots?
I either go for a mezcal or a whiskey.
Oh,
Okay,
wow. 5 shots of
Fun.
mezcal.
And you really are a tiny little thing, so how do you not fall over after the second shot? I mean, I'm like such a freaking lightweight. I had one drink at the Nutcracker Market last night. I almost fell over.
Well, it's been a lot of training in the last almost 2 years. I will say I've built up a bit of a tolerance, but I have a big meal before. And that helps the alcohol settle. We are Ubered there and back. There's a lot of safety protocols in place, which is really nice. I can't say I don't get drunk. I do get very drunk, especially on double nights. But
Double performance night.
2
We all do
performances,
shows
so
in
you've
one
had
night.
10 shots in one night.
we do minimize a little bit of the alcohol in the second show. Just,
Okay.
Yeah,
for my
Just for
sake.
safety reasons. Yeah, you can't do 10 shots of alcohol in 5 hours.
How did y'all come up with this idea?
Or did you guys come up with this, Zach? This is something. Tell us how you got involved in this, or how you brought this to Houston.
When it started in New York, our producer Scott Griffin had seen another company called 3 Day Hangover that was doing a very similar drunk Shakespeare kind of concept in a bar, and he just thought that this was something that we could kind of level up and take to the next level. So then over the years in New York, they've kind of moved to different spaces and stuff. And then last summer, we built our new brick and mortar kind of mothership space, the Ruby Theater in New York. And yeah, it's a really fun concept. It's for anybody. It's we have people that come to the shows that are dressed up like they're going out in the town in a suit and jacket. And then we'll have, a young couple in hoodies and jeans.
Yeah.
It's very much come as you are and come have fun.
And are there drinks that the audience can, is there a bar and I can get a drink and watch this and drink
As
with
a matter
y'all?
of fact, Rula, you can drink at Drunk Shakespeare. That's one of the cool parts about the show is not only are the actors imbibing and having fun, but we do full service during the show.
Okay.
And we bring drinks to the audience members' seats. So there's
cool.
That's
QR
nice.
codes on your seat you can order, and we bring
that's
cocktails
nice.
to you during the show.
Okay.
We also also might chug a beer with somebody on stage.
Oh, that
so
would
you
be
have
fun.
Very
audience
interactive.
participation.
Very interactive.
Okay, if you're just tuning into the Rule and Ryan show, we're talking to Zach Kelty and Anastasia Zavitsanos. She is an actress in Drunk Dracula. Zach Kelty's the GM of Drunk Shakespeare. You can go to drunkdracula.com or drunkshakespeare.com. If you go to drunkshakespeare.com, it'll show you the calendar of the performances, but Drunk Dracula has been extended because originally it was just for October. And when you go to their website and you see, well, what's Drunk Dracula about? It says, when history's most famous vampire is loose upon the city, you will try to stop him or let him have his way. The Drunk Shakespeare Society is paying homage to the original drinker, Dracula, and bringing its brand of mayhem to the spooky season with Drunk Dracula, but it's been extended until
The 23rd.
The 23rd.
23rd.
Now, the tickets go for how much?
They kind of range between $50 and $100,
Okay.
depending on where you sit and what day of the week you're coming to the show.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting closer to the stage, are you more likely to become involved with the production?
Absolutely.
You're like, yeah,
So
that's what we do.
We like to say that the
Don't
audience.
make eye contact with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So there's 5 actors on stage, and the audience really is the 6th character of the
Okay.
show. There's multiple points during Shakespeare and Dracula where the audience is involved in, whether it's the plot or whether it's maybe we have a drinking challenge where we may need someone to come down and chug a beer with us on stage. So it's very interactive, and that's what makes it really fun too, is that you never know what's going to happen between the drunk actor, between the interaction.
Sounds like there's a lot of laughing happening at this show.
Yes,
That's my
absolutely.
goal. I
got a
Sounds
good
like
time.
a great date night, too.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's so fun. Okay, so Drunk Dracula is extended till November 23rd. Drunk Shakespeare, if you go to that website, it'll show you the calendar and which show you can purchase. But which play, Zach, is the Drunk Shakespeare play? If I go there, I'm not going to say, "Oh, I want to go to the Romeo and Juliet one," or "I want to go to the Taming of the Shrew." What is the answer there?
We like to keep a little bit of mystery as to
Okay.
which play we're going to do. So you know you're coming to Shakespeare, you know you're getting drunk. And then we kind of fill in the gaps throughout the evening, and we've been really excited with Drunk Dracula, offering new content. We have a lot of patrons that have come to see the show like 6 to 20 times,
wow,
just
because it's different every time. It's never
Yeah.
the same show.
And
Well,
even
the
if-
drunk actor changes so much. Like, everybody has their own flair. We're like Pokemon cards. You should collect all of us because we all bring something so different to the table.
And everybody in the cast is getting liquored up.
Each week, yes, you have at least one drunk show.
Yeah, because it's 21 and up, obviously, because there's drinking involved. You can purchase craft cocktails through the show, and it is 5 actors on stage. And as Zach said, we, the audience, are the 6th piece of the puzzle there. It sounds really fun, guys. And so is there another theme past, like right now y'all did Dracula for October, then you do just Shakespeare. Do you change it up with Drunk something else, or is it always just called Drunk Shakespeare? It's just Drunk Shakespeare, right?
We're the Drunk Shakespeare Society.
Society.
Yes,
Okay.
and our shows are called meetings. And
Having a meeting of the mind.
yeah,
with our
exactly.
alcohol.
So every meeting's a little different. And one cool thing we do at the end of the year, the week between Christmas and New Year's, is we do Drunk Shakespeare Year in Review. So that week of shows, it's our Drunk Shakespeare show, but we put in a ton of jokes about 2024
Oh,
and
that's
kind of
cool.
roast the year
That's fun.
behind us as we
cool,
move
yeah.
into the next
Oh,
year.
I like that.
That sounds
And-
like a lot of fun.
And believe it or not, 2024 has given us a lot of content.
I'd say
Yeah,
so.
that's so. One texter says at 37530, I went to Drunk Shakespeare a year ago for date night. It was hilarious. Can't wait to go again. Drunk Shakespeare is so much fun.
And I was wondering, I think, Rula, what you're trying to say is it thematic? Like, in other words, could there be a Valentine's type theme? Could there be a...
We definitely have holiday shows, and people do love to come in costume. We encourage it. You don't have to, but
Yeah.
it's fun to see.
Well, that's great. Anastasia Zavitsanos, you've been involved with Drunk Shakespeare how long?
Almost 2 years now. We're
2
coming
years.
up on our 2-year anniversary in
What
January.
role do you play?
In Drunk Dracula, I am Mina and Lucy.
Oh,
you're 2 people.
Wow, you're
I am
both.
2 people, and the comedy comes in the switches. One of them succumbs to Dracula's seduction, and the other one refrains a bit more.
Okay. And Zach, you are the master of all master general managers for the society, the Drunk Shakespeare Society.
Yeah, I control the chaos.
Yeah.
You've never been on stage yourself?
No, I get to hop into rehearsals sometimes and fill in and help out, but no, I'm behind the scenes and just take care of the cast and make sure everything's taken care of with their safety, getting to and from the space, and also just kind of monitoring the guests. We've had a lot of fun and spontaneous interactions, being that everyone's partaking in the festivities.
Crazy people.
So you more than break the fourth wall. You just completely interact with the audience.
Truly is the sixth actor.
That's awesome. That's
cool.
Emerald Theater, 412 Travis is the place where you can see Drunk Dracula through November 23rd. You can go to drunkdracula.com or drunkshakespeare.com. Click Houston as the city. As Zach said, now we are the baby city, the newest city, and we're so happy to have it. Thank you guys so much for opening our eyes to this. It sounds like so much fun. We can't wait to come see it.
Thank you. I can't wait to see you there.
Yay!
Thanks for stopping by.
Coming up next, guys, we have to pick up our conversation from yesterday, because yesterday we did Closure at 7:20. Closure is where you come to us because somebody in your life dropped out of your life, whether it was a new relationship, somebody that you were friends with, they've blocked you, they don't respond to your texts. Eric finds a way to reconnect you for closure. In that closure, the subject was a guy went out with a girl who ghosted him. Yes, Terrence had his clock stolen off his wall by this girl that he went to, came to his house.
Yeah.
So he went on a tangent about things stolen from your house. Have you been the thief, or has something happened in your house when you had a party or you were dating somebody and when they left in the morning, they left with more than what they came with?
Somebody you knew stole something from you.
That's
your own
place,
we want to
under
hear.
Your nose. 833-390-KRBE is our phone number. Let's talk to you next on The Rule and Ryan Show.
Yesterday on Closure, Terrence had something stolen from his apartment by a girl that he dated,
The dumbest
Valerie.
thing ever. A dumb clock. Like
so
a
dumb.
kitschy, campy clock from the office. And he wanted it back. And, that took us down the lane.
Yeah, because I remember at the end of Closure, I asked you guys, hey, has anybody ever stolen something from you? And Sam, you had quite the story.
Yeah, I could name 2 friends like back to back that took stuff from me.
So crazy, right? So then we thought, and then we got all these text messages from people who had things stolen from them. So we thought, you know what? We definitely want to hear these stories. So Rosemary is up first. Hi, welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show, Rosemary.
Hi.
Good morning.
Okay, so you have had something stolen from you, or you were the thief and now you know better?
Oh no, something was stolen from me.
Okay, tell us.
And it was my mom and my sister came over. My sister brought her daughter with her, my niece, and my niece had a friend with her.
Uh-oh.
And they were playing pool in the front room. I've got a game room where we stepped outside.
How old are we talking about, though?
They're like
girls.
17, 18.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so they were playing pool in the front room, and when after they left, my mom went back inside. They all left. I went in my bathroom, and my Rolex was gone.
Oh, my God.
What?
And how much was this Rolex worth?
It's a Rolex.
About $6,000.
$6,000.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Rosemary, wait a second. Obviously, you did the math that it was this girl's, the niece's friend. So what action did you take after that?
I called my sister, and I told her that my watch was missing, and I asked her if she could ask them if they'd seen it. And she was disgusted that I was even asking.
Oh, she was
How dare
offended.
you? Oh, yeah.
So how do you know for a fact that they stole it?
Because it was there before they got there, and it was gone.
You know.
Did they ever fess up? Did you ever get it back?
No, I filed a police report and filed a claim with my insurance company.
Oh, wow.
You never got it back.
And I was so sad because my husband gave that to me, who's passed away now.
Oh, my God.
So it had sentimental value,
Irreplaceable.
Yeah.
And the things I've learned about Rolexes and expensive watches like that, they only make a certain kind, or if you want to try to replace that exact one, sometimes you just can't. And if you do try to replace it, let's say you bought it for $6,000, Rosemary, but when you try and replace it, it's $8,000 now, or it's $9,000 now, because those watches appreciate. So gosh, I can't believe that. Freaking
And you've
Rolex.
never had any contact with those girls again?
No.
Not even your niece?
They're not welcome at my house. Nope.
Wow.
Well,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you
That's
either.
a big ticket item to take.
Especially if your sister's like, how dare you think my niece stole that? It's not about your niece, it's about her friend.
Yeah.
I don't know what her friend's doing. And does the friend even, I just can't with that. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Rosemary. Thank you so much for listening to our show and calling us. 833-390-KRBE. Laura is standing by next. Hi, Laura. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So were you the thief, or you were stolen from?
So I was stolen from, or my son, really. So when my son was around 4 years old, my husband and I, my ex-husband, we were married at the time still. I had ordered my son a bunch of things from, he was obsessed with the Cars movie. Mm-hmm. And so it was all Cars stuff, but it had his name put on all the stuff. And it disappeared, shortly after it arriving, and I didn't know where it went. and found out that my ex-husband had taken it all and given it to this girl that he was working with, who also had a son with the same name.
Oh, my God.
Wait a second. Was he having an affair with this lady?
So, no. I mean, he did end up cheating, but it wasn't with her. I'm assuming he was trying to cheat with her.
Yeah, by giving her your son's toys.
Oh, my gosh.
For her son. That is
right.
low
So that was
level.
where he was trying to go, yeah.
Oh, my
Now,
gosh.
you said your ex-husband. Was this the cause of him being the ex?
Sounds like part of it.
No, unfortunately, I stayed for a long time. We were married for 10 years, but we've been divorced since 2011, and he has not been the greatest. And now he's popping back in, and my son actually has cancer now. He's 20. So now he's talking to him, kind of like the whole, oh, my kid has cancer thing.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
At the time, Laura, when you, like, how did you find out that the car's toys that were disappearing were ending up at this woman, at this woman at work's place? Like, how did you put that together?
So she was actually friends with one of my friends, and she was at her house one time that I went over there, and she started talking about, oh, like, you know, that my husband gave her son all these things, and it was really nice, you know, and, you know, it was stuff that, like, we weren't using. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Oh,
I'm like, I've
my
been looking for that.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Wow.
gosh. God, the people.
Did you
I
go
can't.
knock on her door and be like, I would like that back?
Yeah,
That's
no
mine. That's my
kidding.
son's. Thank you
So
very much.
I mean, I still remember her name because it was horrible. Her name was Jessica. She was very nice, though. But I did not ask for it back at that point because, I mean, I was just so disgusted
Yeah.
with the whole
I don't blame you.
situation.
I
you've-
wouldn't be able to
that I
ask. I
yeah.
just thought I would ask
And
you
you've
if you
hated
could.
the name Jessica ever since.
Yes. She's dead to
You're
you.
dead to me. Oh, gosh, Laura. I'm so
Dang, that's
sorry that
wild.
happened. And good luck to your son. God bless him. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And yeah, that's just when you think somebody comes into your house to steal, it's the actual person living in your house that is stealing the stuff.
That's unreal.
Valerie is up next, 833-390-KRBE. Hi, Valerie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Valerie, who stole from you? What was the relationship?
It was actually my daughter.
Okay.
As an adult, as a teenager?
She was 23.
23.
This
What,
happened this last year, just like around my birthday time.
Oh, wow.
what did she steal?
She stole $10,000 in cash, and she stole one of my rings for $8,000.
Okay, first of
Hold
all,
up.
you have $10,000 in cash just laying around your house?
I know, I'm dumb, but I had one of those those books where you like have you put so much money in every time, and then at the end of the time you have $5,000. Well, I doubled it.
Whoa.
And I had $10,000.
Now, wait a second.
Right, I know.
There's a lot of questions here because, okay, that's fine if you're going to do that and that's how you, like, accumulated money and it's fine. But did your daughter have, like, a drug problem or something? She stole it from
Yeah,
you?
what
Were
was
y'all
her
estranged
reason?
and she hated you and she came into the house and you didn't realize? What? Tell
Your
us about that.
relationship was like prior to the theft.
No, it's even sadder than that because she actually moved out and moved in with this guy that's questionable, like he's shady and all that stuff. And she was doing without food. And she came to my house because she had a court date. And she needed her paperwork, like her driver's license, her social security card, birth certificate, all that, which I had.
Yeah.
And I had just moved into another house, so it was in my garage somewhere. So I spent all day looking in my garage, looking, and she was there with me, and she kept going in and out to the bathroom, and I didn't think anything of it. And one time, I was like, oh, well, this is the last little spot. It's got to be here. So when I go in, I'm like, I have to use the bathroom. So I went in to go inside the garage door, and when I went in, she came out the front door. And I was like, Victoria, and she didn't answer me. So I just said, well, I'll go back out there in a minute, and I'll talk to her, and when I get to use the bathroom. Well, when I went back out there, she wasn't there.
Jeez.
And I was like, well, did her boyfriend come and get her? Was she kidnapped? And all the time, I'm washing, like, 10 loads of clothes.
Yeah.
Everything she owns is in her car.
Yeah, doing all her
you know,
laundry.
the good mom, yes, and washing her clothes and making sure she's good. And then she doesn't come back. And I'm like, I ordered us food. I ordered us drinks. You know, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And she never comes back. I'm calling. I'm texting. No answer. No answer. And then later on that night, I'm sitting in my kitchen. And my boyfriend was like, well, that's so weird that she did that. Are you missing anything? And I was like, no, I'm not. I mean, she would not steal from me, of course. And it came to me. And I was like, oh, my God, let me go check. I went in my room. No money. And then a couple of days later, I realized that she had also stolen the ring from me as well.
Oh,
Oh my
gosh.
God! So then, did she just ghost you for life? Like you've never talked to her
Yeah,
again, or did you ever get to confront her on
I
stealing
have
your
not.
money?
No, it was, I almost pressed charges, and then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? We all make mistakes. And the funny thing is it wasn't a fancy car, but I just bought her I paid cash for her car, $5,000 car. It was a little Cadillac. Mm-hmm. So she would go to school and she wouldn't have any bills. Mm-hmm. And, I'm like, okay, let me get this for you, blah, blah, blah. I got her the car and everything. And she has yet to contact me. And I reached out to her. I'm like, look, Victoria, I still love you. You're still my daughter.
So you confronted her and told her, and say, I know you stole the $10,000.
No, I know she did, but she won't answer my calls. And now she has changed her number. I know she's somewhere near Dallas.
So you have not had that conversation with her?
Because it's happened a year ago. So it's been a year now, and your daughter has ghosted you for a year after stealing $10,000 in cash from you and an $8,000 ring.
Wow.
That's what your parenting means to her. That's what your mother relationship is to her. $10,000 was more important
she's under the influence
than ever talking to you again.
Of a bad boyfriend,
That is so sad. I'm so sorry, Valerie.
He is, and it's questionable. It's like, I honestly think he's like into human trafficking, to be honest.
Oh, dear God.
I feel bad for her, but I just, there's nothing I can do now and just wait for her to like realize. And I told my son, I have a 16-year-old, I was like, look, she would have made the house so much better if she wouldn't have stolen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've already bought her a car. I pay her bills.
Yes.
You should have just asked if she really needed help.
Yeah, you could have given her some money.
Wow.
And just kept on with the help train.
Well,
Instead,
the boyfriend probably just got in her head and said, hey, does your mom have any assets?
I think it was.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, I think
it was. And once he learned that
he knew.
Well, let me ask you this, Valerie. I mean, it is Thanksgiving time. It's holiday time. Do you think that she is going to pop up around the holidays sometime and be like kind of hoping for a sympathy pass on that? Like, well, Mom, I miss you. I know I haven't talked to you. Like, how do you think you're going to react the first time she actually does reach out when that day, if it comes?
Unfortunately, I'll probably be very angry.
Yeah, rightly
but I
so.
still love her, and I would still... Go ahead.
No, I said rightly so. You've got every right to be angry.
I mean, you can love your
I
child,
just don't
but
understand it.
People are texting like, hell no, I would have pressed charges on my own kid. She's 23 years old, and she's the puppet for that guy.
Yeah, that's a life lesson.
Like, the pressing of the charges.
That's what everybody said.
Yeah, it gets to that
But you know what? At the end of the day, she would have got more money, and that's her inheritance is the way I look at it. That's your inheritance. Right. I hope you spend it right. You go to school, and you get your life together. If she's happy, and she's doing well, then good on her.
Man.
Wow.
You're a more forgiving person.
That's just so painful.
I feel like I have to pick my jaw up from that story.
That was crazy.
Because your baby girl
punch.
did that to you. I mean,
this is, and Valerie,
I know.
And I'm glad you're sharing this story,
I'm 53
Valerie.
years old, babe.
You're 53 years old. Your daughter is 23, and now you would forgive her if she came to you to talk to you about it, but she is just...
Yes, I would, because, without family, you don't have anything, because nowadays we don't have close friends. All you have is your family.
Yeah.
So I would bring her back. I would let her back, because I do love her.
Valerie, though, you represent a percentage of parents in the world who are taken advantage of by their kids, and you still just want to love them. And these adult children don't get that. They just still want to take advantage. So I hope that if the day comes that she gets back in your life, that she is remorseful and y'all can talk it out and she does not steal from you again. But please have your guard up, because I know it's your baby girl. I know that you love her. Because the way I love my kids, the way we all love our kids, you can't imagine them doing this, but she's done it once now, and you know she's with a bad guy. So just, protect yourself, Valerie. Protect yourself and your own future, because it doesn't sound like she cares.
Don't keep
about
vast quantities of cash in your house again either.
I mean, look, people do that all the time, right? And that's like a thing that people trying to get financially independent. They follow like that Dave Ramsey or somebody who says that cash is king all the time, paying cash, and that's how you're going to be able to control your budgeting and stuff. There's all these different ways people try and build their wealth. It just sucks that your daughter knew you had $10,000 in your house and she stole it all. Y'all go to the listener line, 713-278-VENT. That's 8368. Because that's pretty epic, poor Valerie. But thanks for sharing that with us to just put us in reality that, yes, kids will take advantage of their parents. Coming up next, we have Bad Guys. There's a really fun story that's making the rounds again on social media about Billie Eilish's song Bad Guy and how it all came about. And it's going to make you hear the song completely different now once you know the story. You'll hear it in Scoop next on The Rule and Ryan Show.
I'm pleased to introduce Rula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop
on KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And, we just played that little commercial for Taqueria Sarandas with the trumpet. And it reminds me to tell you guys, when you have an earworm stuck in your ear, you're supposed to sing the song out so you can get rid of it. I was telling Sam last night, Ryan, that I was having a very hard time sleeping because I just was worried about making sure I wake up on time. And I had Rula's Relationship Roulette stuck in my head.
I get that
all night. Rula's Relationship Roulette, the mariachi version
so
of that
catchy.
song. I could not.
Can you play
I was
it?
like, please, can we? Maybe if we play it, it'll get out of my head now.
I don't know.
Rula's
about that.
Relationship Roulette.
Find out what's the deal.
Yeah, that's enough. I don't need to hear it again. It's fine. No, it's okay. Okay, this is a really fun story. It is a 4-year-old interview that for some reason has made its way back on Instagram and TikTok, so you might see it on your reels. And it is Finneas Eilish, Billie Eilish's brother, who is the producer of her music and many other stars. He's a writer. He's a producer. They've won 2 Oscars together. They've won multiple Grammys together. And it's a pretty fantastic little sibling team. Okay, so Finneas was on Fallon 4 years ago, talking about, at the time, Bad Guy was a huge song just on KRBE in general. But if you watched Sing 2, one of my favorite scenes in the movie Sing 2, the animated movie about the animals, Sing 2, was where they're trying to sneak into this guy's office and the receptionist won't let them come in. So they have to disguise themselves as the maintenance workers. And the one character who's an elephant is the maintenance worker, and they're all hiding to the side of her. All the other animals, because she's so big, she's an elephant. She's on those little what's that thing that waxes the floors?
Yeah,
it's
like a Zamboni, but it's not.
Yeah. So the elephant is on there, and all the animals are to her right, where the receptionist is to the left, and she's just coming in, and it's the Bad Guy song for Billie Eilish, and she's just trying to get in there to get past the receptionist. It's really funny. So Finneas explains what you don't realize about how Bad Guy came about. The one thing I will tell you before you hear the clip is, in the interview, because it's too long to play the whole thing, he said that he always likes to use his iPhone, or he has this other kind of audio recorder, because he likes to get unique sounds to use in his music. He said, you never know when you're going to hear a unique sound. So he's constantly recording things that aren't like the norm. And here's where that story continues.
On a street corner in Australia, you press the button, and then when the walk sign turns on, you hear this like rhythmic sound that I love and that Billie loved, and so we recorded it, and it sounds like this.
That's the crosswalk in Australia. That sounds
It's got it's got like a groove. Perfect.
Wait, that's bizarre. That happens in Australia?
That's just every time you cross a street in Australia, you hear that.
Wow. All right. So then you use that for the song "Bad Guy."
Yeah, the thing people think are hi-hats and Bad Guy is actually just that.
Duh.
Here's the.
Even the Roots were like, what? Wow. How you do that? This is kind of fun. Like, you never know. Because Finneas was saying that all producers of all music, I mean, look at how many lawsuits we've seen, right? Because, you copied this sound or whatever. There's like generic sounds that all producers know they can pull from.
Yeah.
And that's why he always has his phone out or that recording device when he hears a unique sound. Like he said, the drill, they both have Invisalign. At the time, this 4 years ago, Billie and Finneas had Invisalign. And they said they were in the orthodontist office. And there's this drill sound in there that he was like, wow, that sounds cool. So he recorded that and he put that in some other song they did.
But see, he's not the first to do that. Trent Reznor, the man that is 9 Inch Nails, that's how he started out.
He also did the music for The Social Network, the movie about Facebook.
Who did?
Trent Reznor.
Trent did?
Yeah,
okay.
He was the composer of the soundtrack.
Yeah, so he would like go around and record like actual things that happen. He'd sample them, like real life, noises that you hear outside, pots and pans banging, all those kind of things.
Like I would record the sounds of the Nutcracker Market, Sam, while we're walking around and see what those sound like. Which, by the way, we're going to check in with Special K in about an hour to see what his status is, as now he's been. The early birds of the Houston Ballet Nutcracker Market get to start shopping. Well, they started shopping 15 minutes ago. 8:30 is when NRG Center opened up for hundreds of retailers to sell you their goods for the holidays. And the general admission starts at 10 a.m. It is the first official day of this market. We will be broadcasting live from the market tomorrow tomorrow in the concourse before you walk into the actual market through the turnstiles. And this is just one of the biggest shopping events of the year, and it's taken on a life of its own. It's where Christmas comes to town, and once you enter NRG Center, you are at the North Pole. Like, whether you want to or not, the Christmas spirit is going to grab you. The holiday spirit is going to grab you, and everyone's all about sparkles and Santas and
it'll be all
reindeer
over
and
our
gingerbread.
socials. We will definitely hit that on social media. I cannot wait to unveil for you my new ugly Christmas sweater.
And wait, so you can't wait to unveil to us what?
Unveil it. Like, I think I've outdone last year's ugly
today
sweater.
You're going to unveil your outfit?
Tomorrow when we do the broadcast. Every time we do the broadcast, I try and find the ugliest Christmas sweater.
Well, Kevin and Audrey are going to be there today, actually, from 3 to 7, broadcasting live. So you can, if you are going to be going in the afternoon, you can stop by and say hi to KRBE then. And a couple of tips that I definitely share. Comfortable shoes. You cannot have strollers. You can't have wagons. You can't have rolling bags. There are places to check your bags because you're going to probably shop a lot and it's going to get heavy and start weighing heavy on you. I feel like if you
so
really
you can check your merchandise?
You can check there's package check. There's a couple booths in the concourse, like not the concourse, in the area where you use package check. Let's think what else. We always start with the credit card situation. Doesn't happen always, but we like to put the warning out there that because these vendors are from Mississippi and then Georgia and Texas and Oklahoma, your card might get flagged because your bank might think there's fraud. Because how are you shopping so many different states at the same time? They might flag it. So you might want to call customer service of your card before you hit the market and say, hey, just by the way, let me tell you this. Let's see, what's another big tip that I like to share with people?
The temperature inside as well. Jules and I were talking about this. My best friend who went last year and then this year. Last year, this guy had a space heater. And I remember standing beside her, or beside him.
It was cold inside?
It was really cold last year. This year, I feel like it was comfortable.
Yeah, it was very
I was
comfortable
wearing
last
like
night.
basically a little like dress and like lacy long sleeves, so not much. But Jules was wearing a sweater and a skirt, and she was like sweating.
Yeah, I was wearing short sleeves yesterday, and I was wondering, am I going to freeze in there?
Yeah,
it was actually a good temperature last night.
So that's something to plan, too, because you're not going to want to carry your sweater or your jacket around. If you think it's cold outside, it's probably not going to be as cold inside.
And we're lucky enough, Sam, that it's not cold outside.
That's true.
So you're not like freezing trying to get from your car.
I feel like when it gets below 80 here in Houston, we're like, oh, my God.
Yeah, for sure.
Where's the jacket and Uggs?
Tonight it ends at 8 o'clock. It is the longest day for the market. It starts at 8:30, ends at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow it ends at 7. Saturday it closes at 6. Sunday it closes at 5. And you can find everything from food to drink to gadgets and gizmos and all kinds of things. And also stop by the KRBE selfie station. It is a free picture for you to take with your jingle crew. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle, or maybe do.
Your
and
tinsel in a tangle, I like that.
Yeah, and can you please, check your friends? If you can control your drinking, can you keep a tab on your
friends?
On your sister there? Because last year, at the end of the first night, in the first set of bathrooms by the front door, there was a huge, disgusting mess made in there.
So he threw up?
And the guy cleaning goes, some people just can't handle shopping.
I'm sure they can.
Or their booze.
So lots of fun gifts to buy, teacher gifts, friendly gifts, family gifts, and neighbor gifts. And we'll check in with Special K after you hear the Roses replay live from Energy Center.
Now,
Here we go.
time for the Rula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
So yesterday was the big reveal. The Astrodome Conservancy. They had spent years, coming up with this plan how to redevelop the Astrodome. They called it Vision Astrodome. It's 450,000 square feet of new revenue-generating space, 4 state-of-the-art buildings underneath the Astrodome's roof. It's supposed to be like a New York boulevard. It would cut through the Astrodome and connect you to existing buildings within Energy Park. There'd be room for 1,500 additional parking spots, animal handling facilities, and actually they'd have shops going around the Astrodome. But the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo and the Houston Texans promptly rejected it.
But why?
The point is moot.
What's their reason?
The full article is in the Chronicle. It's basically they did not find it cost feasible. They just don't think it's worth it. So
Because they would have to pay for it?
no, I
figure
there
we
is
would have to pay for it
taxpayer
as
money that
taxpayers.
is going to be involved with it, but they're the ones that get to say so. So the Livestock Show and Rodeo and the Texans say, nope, not happening. So back to the drawing board. And by the way, if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, back by popular demand, Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas is going to be at Jones Hall. They're going to project it on the big screen, but it's going to be accompanied by the symphony. So they'll be playing the music part live. That's Danny Elfman's musical score. It'll be played by a live orchestra. So it's this weekend at Jones Hall. You can get tickets by calling 713-224-7575 or just go to HoustonSymphony.org. That's HoustonSymphony.org. That's what's going down.
I want to throw in there, too, at 8 o'clock this morning, we talked to the general manager of Drunk Shakespeare here in Houston.
So fun.
They are at the Emerald Theater at 412 Travis, and they've extended Drunk Dracula until November 23rd. So it's a really fun night. It's 5 actors who do alcohol shots before they start the performance, and then you are the 6th cast member. And it's a really fun night. So many people have texted who've already been to this, and they say it is such a great time. So if you're looking for something different, drunkdracula.com or drunkshakespeare.com. Coming up next, Rule and Ryan's Roses. What happened with Jackie that she wanted us to call up William as Jackie, but Jackie's alias because she was catfishing him? You'll get the whole story next on KRBE.